On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Say, going back to my dancer performance perspective, is that the payment, I guess, that you get in this community is the appreciation from people. Like anybody that's passionate about dance, it doesn't matter if they're paying you a ton of money, dancing for a crowd that is non-responsive. Like you can only do it for so long. I'd rather just go in the studio and dance for my friends. You feel me? But that gratitude, you standing up, you clapping, you giving me your energy based on what you're feeling, or even become emotional. Because if you are really artistic people that go to like to operas and dance and stuff, like to see people in tears because they feel like that makes me feel like that feeling.
What?
It's nothing like it.
Well, can you name me something that people do for free? Just name me one thing that people do for free.
Basketball.
Volunteering.
Yeah.
Take care of children that's not even theirs.
Whatever it is that you do, you're going to be compensated accordingly for it. No matter what it is, no matter how you, whatever it is that you do, if you at the top of your field, if you're great at it, if you're phenomenal at it, if you add value to people's lives, if you solve for a problem in society, you're going to be rewarded for it accordingly. So money is always going to exist in one way or another. It's just that it would be in a completely different form in which you would have to learn to understand exactly how that worked, because the language of money is different in different cultures. But even in the reference to what you was talking about, JR, when you're talking about, you know, it's some countries where they just work or whatever, so on and so forth, that's a form of socialism. But the problem with socialism is that there's no innovation. There's no incentive for people to strive to be anything other than what the minimum required is for them to exist, because they know that there's no benefit for them working much harder than the person next to them. So would I still be doing what I'm doing? Absolutely. But I do it understanding that I'd be getting rewarded accordingly for it.
All right. Chicago Rilla, what's going on, brother? If money didn't exist, would you still chase the same dream? What are your thoughts about it?
Yeah, so and that was dope, Anton. I hear you on that. But answering the question, as I see it worded, if money didn't exist, would I still chase the same dream? So for me, I'm passionate about leading, investing, and developing in people. And that skill set that I've developed, you know, the company that I'm with now, I'm very well compensated for it, right? Would I still do it if money didn't exist? Like maybe not with the company that I'm with now, because we're not talking money, right? But I've always found some way to invest, lead, or develop people, right? So whether I'm working shoulder to shoulder with the young bloods here, or if I'm giving back with Inglewood Barbie or whatever else I do when I do what I do in the city, I would always find a way to lead, invest, develop people. So yeah, I would still do it without the bread.
All right. What about you, Trill? What's your thoughts about it?
I would say yeah, because in my opinion, money ain't nothing but a means to do what your real dream is anyway. It'd be far fetched to find somebody that's at work right now and would claim that that's a part of their dream. That's not it. It's the intangible shit around it. So just like Kate talking about teaching, you know, her fulfillment comes from those kids learning and progressing and, you know, inching and being more knowledgeable than they were when she first got to him. NBA player, same way, he just loved hooping. He just happens to be great at it and he gets paid millions for it. But if you take the money away, he gonna still be at the rec every goddamn Saturday hooping. It's just because he loves hooping. Same with Kayla with dancing. I feel like my dream is to be able to just move how I want to move and inspire people. That's what I'm learning as I get older. Now that I'm 32, and you know things are starting to become a bit more clear. When you broke, money is the dream, but it ain't until you get money that you realize, well, damn, all my problems don't go away. I just get new ones. So the money itself is not the dream. The money is a means to your dream, to do what it is that you want to do. So to answer the question, yes, I would still be trying to inspire people. If I was a million or a billionaire, I still have my podcast. We'll just be traveling and partying and just dropping off game and passing around game, because that's what I get fulfillment from, not necessarily what I do for a living. So, um, short summary, yes, I would.
Okay. Mr. Elijah, go ahead, take us home, brother. What are your thoughts? If money didn't exist, would you still chase the same dream?
No, I call cap on all these niggas talking about that shit. Ain't no way in hell. I understand Trill like doing a podcast, but let's be honest. If he didn't get bread for it, how he gonna travel? You know what I'm saying? I mean, yes, you're right. Dudes like to play basketball, but how much would they invest in it? How much would LeBron James invest in his body to be the best if it wasn't a reward for it? Money is a reward. I think Anton kind of broke it down, and I think somebody else did. And that's what push us. You know what I'm saying? If we didn't have that drive and that reward to actually, I mean, achieve something, put a medal around your neck, put up a trophy. You know what I'm saying? Them is our rewards. That's money. I think that's what push our society. And I mean, if it didn't exist, which yeah, it's impossible to exist because I think we'll be probably trading twigs or something, but we'll do something. We're human. That's a part of us to be competitive and to be the best, to get rewarded for it. So, yeah, it is what it is.
But Logic, think about the reward that people who volunteer get. They get a reward from that, even though it's not monetary and it's not a medal or anything like that. People volunteer all the time about causes that they're passionate about because they find fulfillment in doing things. Like, you know, I get that everybody's not going to necessarily be able to identify, I guess, with that concept. But like, there are lots of people who get fulfillment from doing things. Yeah, cool if you can make money doing that too. In fact, that's the best job, where you're making money and it's something that you're passionate about regardless. But like, again, think about all the people that volunteer, don't get paid or don't get anything, but they go do these things because they gain a sense of purpose maybe, or they're fulfilled by it in other ways.
Yeah, that's the part that I think you're missing is like the only reward is not money. That's the part of it you're missing. I know we used to hoop with a millionaire over there at the Rec. Shout out to O. But me and O used to hoop with a millionaire. He used to be there every Tuesday religiously. He didn't have to do that. He's a lawyer. Rich, millions, mansions, all type of shit. He still pull that Benz right up to the front of that Rec, get out with his ball and his shoes and come in there and hoop.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's not about the investment or whatever the case may be, because he don't have to work no more. He could retire, man, like 50-something years old. He been hooping for 30. Well, wait, let me finish. He been hooping for 30 years. He loves to hoop, so he's gonna hoop regardless of whether the money. He's not getting paid for it. He just likes to compete. Some people just likes to compete. That's their reward.
So let me revise the question. Let me revise.
Oh, I'm asking, is that his dream? Like, did he say, hey, when I was little, I used to dream about going to the Rec and hoop with Trill?
No,
it's not a dream.
He used to dream.
What you're saying is, I get it. He liked playing ball, but it was not his dream to do that. Like I said, like, look.
Yes, it was his dream to do it. He just wasn't good enough to do it at a pro level. That don't mean it ain't your dream. You know how many niggas hooping at the Rec that dreamed about going to the NBA? They just wasn't good enough. So that don't mean I'm gonna stop playing basketball. That's not what that means.
So this what I'm saying though. That's the whole point of it. Like I'm getting what you're saying, but I'm telling you, it's like, yes, he probably had a dream to be an NBA player,
right?
But NBA wouldn't exist without money. Let's be honest. Would it be an NBA without money?
So wait. So y'all
be hooping without
money. People watch
the
NBA.
NBA.
Hold on. Wait.
Money.
Y'all asking the wrong question. Y'all asking the wrong question. The question really is,
watching for entertainment.
Would you still do what you do for free?
Right.
Would you do what you do now for free?
That's not the question.
That's
not the question. The question said, would you chase the same
dream?
No,
I understand that, but the context is everybody's answering it differently, including myself. So what we're really, I guess, saying is, would you still do what you do if you had to do it for free? Would you pod however often that you pod for free if there was no financial incentive to do so?
Yes.
There you go.
So yeah, and I agree. So would I, because like, again, I feel like money is not the only reward. Like if you're doing work that means a lot to you, it's satisfying, it's fulfilling, you feel like you're making some kind of positive change. Like it's so many things. There's so many other rewards than money. Money is a freaking tool. Like we're all, I mean, I am about to crazy with it, but we all tapped into the infinite. You could pull in whatever you want as long as you're in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing. So if that's not your focus, then you'll always have an abundance of that. But if it is, then you'll never have enough. So there's that.
I was just really quick gonna say, going back to my dancer performance perspective, is that the payment, I guess, that you get in this community is the appreciation from people. Like anybody that's passionate about dance, it doesn't matter if they're paying you a ton of money, dancing for a crowd that is non-responsive. Like you can only do it for so long. I'd rather just go in the studio and dance for my friends. You feel me? But that gratitude, you standing up, you clapping, you giving me your energy based on what you're feeling, or even become emotional. Because if you are really artistic people that go to operas and dance and stuff, like to see people in tears because they feel like that makes me feel like that feeling.
What?
It's nothing like it.
Well, can you name me something that people do for free? Just name me one thing that people do for free.
Basketball.
Volunteering.
Yeah.
Take care of children that's not even theirs.